this is Ritz.
Hi everyone, I am S.
And today we are going to be talking about the top 10 NK scenes, aka my boyfriend slash husband and the man that should be in everyone's life. I will start it off. Anytime like Arnav, Akash, and NK are in a scene together, it's automatically my favorite. But this scene had just so many good things going on. There's a scene where Arnav is teases Khushi about like not hanging up the phone with like Pehle aap, and Khushi gives the phone to Buaji, and Arnav gives the phone to NK, and he's like a girl, and then NK hears Buaji's voice and has a heart attack. That seems very, very well acted out between the three musketeers.
Yeah, no, I simply love that scene because you also get to know how Arnav is, because Akash is about to warn NK that it's Buaji on the phone, and Arnav just stops Akash, and I love it because when NK screams, legit having a heart attack, Arnav is smiling. That little piece of shit, he's smiling, and Akash is like, oh my god, what am I going into? And NK is so amazing because he goes from excited to horrified. So my favorite next scene is, this is a little bit of a serious scene, but one thing that I solely missed after Khushi getting married is having anyone stand beside her. And it's NK, and there's this lovely scene where Mommy talks about how they need to prepare double shagun or something because they've gotten like two bahuriyas. And NK is like, yeah, Mommy, but you've gotten more. And Mommy's like, what? And NK tells her that, well, first you only had Payal as your Bahu, and now you also have Khushi. So this house has benefited from having two Bahus. And it's a very small thing, but my heart just melted that NK is NK, and he's out there to, he's literally the only person who always stands next to Khushi.
Yep. I don't remember this scene. I might have just skipped out on scenes after the wedding, but he's just I love, like, as an overall point, I love the relationship between NK and Khushi because it starts off being a romantic, like slight romantic interest from NK's side, but even when that doesn't pan out, their friendship is super strong. Like it never, there's no resentment from him about the fact that she ended up with Arnav, and he is her best friend. Okay, the next scene I love is the scene when they're fighting during, like, she's getting her mehendi fixed and they're having a fight, a silent fight, and NK's being the messenger between the two, and he keeps getting all the words wrong because they're being very intentionally like Mumtaz, Gulab and Gulam. Just wonderful. Like, I love the comedy in this scene so much. He really makes that scene.
I I couldn't agree further. I think I love it because NK at the end, he just gets pissed off. Like, poor bacha, he gets like literally squeezed between Arnav and Khushi's fight. And he changes Adat to Adalat. I'm dying. I mean, you see, Gulab and Gulam is like kind of the same thing for Arnav. It is Gulab. So NK is getting out Dil Ki Baat. It was hilarious. I couldn't stop laughing, and I loved it that when he just, like, he thrusts the phone to Arnav's hand, and when he sees that both of them are just staring at each other, he finally gives a very canon audience reaction that love makes you stupid as well. My next favorite scene is New Year Eve's NK opening the door and seeing Buaji. It was it First of all, that was the best episode in terms of writing, in terms of comedy, best comedic episode. And I can't stop laughing because NK begins with like, Khushi ji, I will see you. And earlier in the day, Buaji had commented that she wished she could see her Nandkisore at 12 o'clock, and then opens the door. And that acting, Karan Goddwani is so fantastic as NK. That scene of pure terror, oh my god, I couldn't stop laughing. The whole comedy of errors that keeps happening, like NK is trying to give the flowers to Khushi and Buaji swoops it in. NK is so fantastic because he's just so terrified of what he has seen and what his future might be. So good.
Yeah, I feel like the MK Buaji comedy, like a recurring comedy, is I don't know. I just love the fact that he keeps like remembering the Hamabid do, or whatever, like Buaji saying I do. Yep, that one. Okay, my next favorite is NK trying to advise Arnav on how to win Khushi back, and then when he hears about all the memories that Arnav has, as any sane person would, he's like, "This is not a romantic movie; it's a thriller, or what does he call it, horror or thriller." And I'm like, "Yeah, exactly, that is me. Like, this is the reason you are my husband and not Arnav or Akash, because you speak sense." I also just love the I guess the intent behind that scene. This is a guy who was in love with Kushi, right? And he's helping the guy she's in love with win her back. And that's very sweet.
I think I love it because there's no touch. This shows a proper moving on. Like, it's not that
Yeah.
NK in his heart hurt that Khushi loves Atav. He's just like, I had a crush on a girl, but now she's my best friend and we are best friends forever.
Mhm.
Totally. One of my other favorite scenes, it involves Arnav and NK. I think the reason why I love Arnav and NK on screen is because it's so chaotic. They both, Akash is midway. He's in between. He has a bit of Arnav in him, a bit of NK. But Arnav and NK are like two opposites poles on a spectrum that should never come together. And when they are, it is, it is, it is horrifying, in a good way. And it is this scene where NK, like, he gets upset on Arnav for eating aloo puri when he should be trying to manao Khushi. And he ends up blurting about it. And then Arnav comes back in after trying to get everything okay. When Khushi rejects the sari that Arnav bought stupidly, he gets it. He comes to Edke and he's like, "This is all your fault." And this dialogue I will never forget, because Arnav is like, "She didn't wear," and like, she didn't like the sari. And then NK is like, "Sari pehni? Did she wear the sari?" Like, NK was so wonderfully dumb at times, because Arnav specified whether or not, like, that it's not a good situation. And Arnav looks at him and she's like, "No, no, no, not you. Did she wear the sari?" What was NK thinking?
He loves to get himself in situations where he could be murdered. Coincidentally, why he would also like being my husband. All right, my next favorite scene is also like slightly more, where he's slightly more serious, I suppose. One, it's just a wonderful scene between our Anke and Kushi. It's the cocktail party sequence where Enki's like completely given, like I love that his crazy matches Kushi's crazy. They are very much like best friend, instant best friends, will get into a lot of trouble situation. And I love the fact that that whole sequence, like there's this whole like him helping her set up a party that Pyle would enjoy, etc., is very sweet. But I also love the fact that when Arnab and Kushi fight and Kushi sort of like storms off, he insists on going with her because he knows like that she's in a terrible mood, but he also just wants to make sure she gets home safe. He doesn't like, NK is one character who never had ulterior motives for anything. Every other fucking character did. He just wanted to be a good friend, a good brother, a good part of that family, and I really enjoy that character.
I cannot agree further about that. I think what I really love about NK is he's truly a friend, and he defines friendship. He's the only person in Khushi's life who's a bit like Khushi. He asks for nothing in return. And I don't think that concept even exists in his head. And then before coming to the final one, I'd like to make some honorable mentions. One of my favorite NK and Khushi scene is when Arnav does not turn up for the wedding for the longest time, and Khushi's losing her shit. He jerks her. He makes sure she understands what's happening. And then also when Mami tries to cry about her own shock of knowing how Garima is involved in everything, NK interferes and he tells Mami that, "Listen, everyone's crying. We can't have you breaking down like this." And then NK, once everything in the shit show of a marriage is done, NK immediately perks everyone up, being like, okay, it's time to get married. Come on, everyone, let's go and get married. I think I really love that scene.
I don't know if this is like her the birthday scene where he gives her the gift and he promises that he'll always be her friend. And I just find that scene so sweet, especially given the fact that she's not doing so well at that moment. I think Khushi really needed that reminder that he's there for her. And it's the only person she can trust with the truth from either side, right? Like, I feel like she cannot go to Pyle with things because that relationship took a dent. She cannot go to her own family with a lot of things because she's worried about worrying them. And I feel like NK is the one person she can always tell the truth to.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And
And it's the only person after the whole Sham fiasco, it's the only person who asks her if she's doing okay.
like my final one is our Khushi and NK's like first meeting. Like, it just firmly establishes the fact that these two vibe. They're on the same spectrum. They will click. And like, if things had gone slightly differently, I think this is a couple. This is a pair that could have really been good together as well. Like, this isn't one where I'm like, when I saw Arnav and Lavanya, I'm like, you're not good for each other. Like, this is a relationship that will not work out. NK and Khushi could have worked out. They chose friendship because that's how it ended up happening. But I think that's a pairing that could have worked out too. I love that NK and Khushi just like Khushi assumes something about NK. I could just completely imagine if it was Arnav in NK's place, he would be like, how could you assume that I was a sariwala, blah, blah, blah. Like, I could see that happening. NK's just like, oh, that's so funny. I thought you were the dance instructor. Now we can be best friends. I'm NK. And I don't know, there's just something where you like, I think he just takes people at face value. He doesn't have any presumptions, or he doesn't view people in any different light than they actually are. Like, he doesn't have any preconceived notions about people, and I love that about him.
Yeah, I think what I really love about that scene is NK and Khushi as a couple. They're a couple who function as excellent friends, and if they had the opportunity, they would have been a great couple. Like, they would have been great partners, great husband and wife pair, because they both would be crazy and happy and everything. And on the other end, there are also people who are just amazing as friends. You look at these two friends and you're like, oh, they could actually be very happy together as friends or as a couple. I think that really works for NK and Khushi. My last scene is, this is where I could not stop laughing. I actually have so many scenes of NK that I just adore him. This one scene why I could not stop laughing is NK pretending he has jet lag. So as to he can prevent.
I love the scene before that too, where he tries to call Khushi, I think, and Arnav's looking on because he's watering plants. Like, that whole sequence is hilarious.
NK pretending to have a jet lag. Like, it takes so much of good acting to do bad acting. And I cannot clap enough for Karan Goddwani in this scene, because NK goes from seeing whether or not he can, he can pull off the jet lag, and once Akash is convinced, then NK's just sitting in his bed and smiling, and Arnav just looks at him, and then NK goes back to, oh, jet lag. I couldn't stop laughing. It was really, like, even like both the jet lag scenes, like before going to Khushi's house and after coming from Khushi's house, I can't stop laughing. And also because Arnav looks like the three of them together, it's so wonderfully, like, it's chaotic good, the three of them together. Arnav literally looked like he would mince up NK and feed it to his imaginary dogs.
I'm also starting to realize the whole Raisa, the family, is like bad actors. Arnav's like headache scene, Anjali pretending not to eat, NK with his jet lag, like, just terrible actors. The family. These are good actors acting those roles. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed it. We will be back with another video.
Yeah. Till then, keep on loving NK forever and ever and ever.